We are touring the library, the Utica Public Library, very big part of our community, something I really believe deeply in. I'm an old library card holder. My mother used to bring me here when I was a kid with our whole family and our neighbors, and we'd come once a week. And it's really important that we continue to keep our library strong, and I think people don't realize that libraries actually are beyond just rooms full of books. They have a lot of technology services, research services. You can have connectivity through the Midrick Library System throughout the state, and so it's one of those things that we really want to support, because the executive budget actually zeroed out a lot of the resources, the supplemental resources to our libraries. So I fought last year to get them restored, and we've brought a lot of money back into the state through these appropriations and through the omnibus spending bill. And I just think it's really important to continue to encourage people to come to the library, teach kids how to read a book, enjoy reading, the love of reading, instead of just reading on a computer, but actually come here and enjoy what they have to offer. And there's a lot of really, they've really made this beautiful. I mean, when I was a kid, we used to go downstairs. So it's great.
Did you help restore some funding? What was going to be lost?
Yeah, well, the president zeroed out all the supplemental funding for libraries across the country, and we fought back in the appropriations process to restore. There was about $700 million that had to deal with technology, which I'm supporting a bill that would bring that back in. There was money on giving libraries some debt relief that was taken out. We added that back in. There's just a number of initiatives. It's probably, you know, close to $1 billion, a little over $1 billion actually, all told. And a lot of those resources were coming to New York, and so we were able to get them restored. And the libraries just wanted to show me what they're doing with the resources and the money that they're spending. Well, I don't know who's spending the money on his side. I think he's spending the money, so it depends on where the money comes from. But I think there's a real clear difference. He claims he is not supporting Nancy Pelosi, but yet Nancy Pelosi is maxed out donation to him. And she also has spent, she has a thing called the House Majority PAC, which is a PAC where corporations and all the people that he thinks are terrible and decries and says he won't take their money, where they dump their money in to the tune of millions, including, you know, over $1 million from Ray Halberter, millions from IBEW, millions from, you know, wealthy people and corporations all across the nation dump money into this account. And then they spend millions on the House Majority PAC and ads that are run against me and others that are running for office, and then you can't find out as the consumer who these corporations and special interests are who are giving the money. Unlike me, if you want to know who's giving to me, I accept money from corporate donors because they're actually the same as employees are giving this money to their company and saying, here's who, you know, what I want, where I want it to go. If you choose to give it to a political fund, it goes there. And so you can go right to my FEC report and you can look. There's $10,000 from Bank of America or Spectrum or whoever it is. I don't really have much control over that, but Spectrum probably supported me, and I don't even know anyone who works at Spectrum. I don't even know who their fundraiser is. They probably supported me just because they like my policies. I believe in a free market system. I do think the big problem with Spectrum that's coming up right now is really phony for Anthony to try to decry this today. He supported Governor Cuomo and the PSC in creating a monopoly so that the people in New York State have no choice. All you can do is get Spectrum if you want to have your services through them. And so, or you can get Dish. And so by creating a monopoly, you have less choice, you have higher prices, you have poor service, and I think, you know, Spectrum's prices are high, Spectrum's service isn't that good, you don't have a lot of choices, and that's Anthony Brindisi's fault. He and Cuomo are teaming up to take choices away from the consumer. And so for him to all of a sudden say, oh, you know, Spectrum this, Spectrum that, well, that's what you get when you have a monopoly. That's what you get when you have government-run utilities. That's what you get when you control, when he advocates for government-run healthcare or government-run casinos or whatever it is that he supports. I mean, when you have the government too involved in actually running the business instead of regulating it, you end up with poor choices for consumers. And so that's what we have.
There's word going around, you got a big name endorsement coming soon. Any comment, response?
Endorsement or?
A visit in support of your campaign.
Yeah, we're hearing there's a possibility that there could be a trip. We don't know for sure.
And we're talking about the president.
Yeah, we're hoping the president will stop in at some point. We don't know when, where, but we've heard about it.
Okay.
We don't have any confirmation from the White House, but I would refer you to them. Maybe they'll tell you.
Okay.